Hey guys, it's Lakin here. So today we are going to do a pick a card reading or a pick a pile reading. And in this reading, it is all about your past lives. Some people would call it your Akashic records, and how those things may be influencing you in this life, such as things that you brought in with you in your genetics, some karmic things that you've got going on that haven't been resolved, or even some gifts or qualities and the like that you brought in with you to this life from these past lives. My nails are a mess, so hopefully you guys aren't here to just see my nails, because I know everyone's always got such pretty nails and I didn't take care of mine, but I am so impulsive that I just feel like I have to do my readings when I'm called to do it and not when my nails are done. So hopefully some of you out there can kind of respect that. So I am shuffling all of your cards on camera except for these four. So pile 1, Shark Tooth, pile 2, Arrowhead, pile 3, the Ring, pile 4, the Coin. So take a second and try and figure out which one is your pile. If you've got more than one pile, that's fine too. You can watch all of them if you like. But usually I say go with your first instinct, so whatever came to mind first. You know, like if you were looking at the Ring and then you're like, well, maybe it's this other one. I would advise you to go ahead and go with the Ring. And then if you feel like that wasn't just, you know, there was more messages for you, then go ahead and pick your second one that you had chosen second. All right, guys. So last thing I want to say is I am trying to work a lot harder on my blog lately. It's been my focus, so I've been posting more blog posts. And you guys can always go to my blog at www.inlakenslabyrinth.com, and there you can read about astrology, numerology, symbolism, tarot. You can learn about all that stuff, palmistry, that's what I'm currently writing about. You can also book readings with me personally. So I'm sure that you don't live anywhere near me. And if that's the case, then you can book a reading so that we can do one for you online on a video call, if you like. If you chose the Shark Tooth, then pile 1, this is your reading. Alright, so the first thing that I have here is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. So I don't know what these are. I'm going to shuffle all the rest of them on camera. So we're going to start with this one, and then after that, we are going to move on to the past life tarot cards. So the first card that we have to open, and by the way, so they're literally all goddesses. They're really beautiful. I haven't used them for any readings yet. So your opening card, your goddess, is the Nymph of Wands. The Nymph of Wands. So since these are not very traditional tarot cards, I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be. I know that it's a wand, so obviously wands are always about creativity, they're always about fire, they're about passion, they're about impulsivity, they're about, desire, stuff like that. But a Nymph of Wands sounds like it could be a page, perhaps. A page is someone who's very young. But let's go ahead and look at the book and see what the book says, because, like I said, these are traditional, so I don't know exactly what this could mean. Very interesting, though. I really like that. I don't know what she's holding there, but I guess we're going to find out. It's like she's holding like some kind of rod or something. Okay, so the Nymph of Wands. A young goddess sits on a bed of large stones surrounded by a vast brush of flowers and weeds. She holds her staff in one hand as she touches her hair and observes her surroundings with a watchful eye. The nymph represents one about to begin a bigger journey, start a project, experience a milestone, or a catalyst to transcend. A candle stands in the top circle representing the element of the sweet fire. Fire, which connotes Connotes. I don't know that word. Spirituality, the initiating spark, creativity, ideas, inspiration, and passion. Take time to focus on what it is you want to bring into this world by observing your surroundings to see how you can best lay plans. You may not have much now, but trust in yourself and the manifesting will follow. This could be a good time to invest in self-care. It is often when we create this space for self that we open up to our intuitive relationship with the universe. What is it that you're trying to channel? What can patience bring you? Keywords: insight, exploration, originality, personal guidance. Channeling. Perhaps you're trying to channel a nymph, right? A young goddess sits on a bed of stones. I'm sorry, I'm just... What I found interesting was that it says the nymph represents one about to begin a bigger journey, start a project, experience a milestone, or a catalyst to transcend. So the first thing that I'm getting, I'm hearing that you were young. I don't know when this life was. I don't actually feel like, and I'm just going out on a limb here, but I don't feel like it was your last life. What I'm seeing is like feeling Greek or maybe Celtic, but more Mediterranean, maybe Spain or even Italy. Certain parts of Italy, though, like I want to say Sicily, but I feel like that's not right. France could be southern France. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm picking up right now. Yeah, that or Portugal, but I don't think so. I feel like it's either south of France, Greece. Actually, I feel like it's one of those two, if I'm being honest. No, it could be Tuscany. That's what it was. Tuscany. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting like this image in my head. And it's like if you go to Olive Garden and you see those pictures, not like of the gondolas, but of like the vines, and there's just a certain architecture that can be seen in that area. There's a certain type of forestry that you can always see in the background. It's just very identifiable with that. But that was the vision that I was getting in my head, but I couldn't think of the name of the place. But yeah, I feel like it's Tuscany. That's what I'm feeling for this. I think that this could have been a guy, but it's a very feminine feeling. Obviously, this deck is about goddesses, but not everyone that watches this, I assume, will be women, so it could be a young man too. But what I'm getting is that something happened. I almost want to say it was like just very sudden. Like this person was someone who was very adventurous, and they like to go out and swim. Didn't really have much fear, Oh. Yeah, you're very dreamy. This person was. This person was very, very dreamy, very impulsive, very passionate, not naive, intelligent, but just quick-tempered and thoughtless sometimes. I'm seeing like there could have been like a drowning or trigger warning, by the way, guys, if trigger warning. But yeah, I'm seeing like it was very sudden. It was nothing that anyone knew was going to happen. It was just like, I'm even seeing like your spirit, go outside of that body and was like, what happened? Like I was just in the river. I was just in the water, and now I'm dead, you know. And it wasn't even like because this energy, whoever this person was, is a very fun person, very childlike energy, is able to get over things very quickly, but when is riled up is, very riled up, but it's very momentarily. It's not going to last very long. It's very strong when it happens, but it doesn't last very long. But yeah, so there's something about this person's death in the southern part of Europe so far. I saw too for some people, for some of you it was just a drowning. It was like, I'm not even sure, like you got stuck or it started storming. Yeah. See, that's the other thing. For a lot of people, I feel like it was a lightning strike in the water. Trigger. Sorry. That came through really strong. Wow. This card even feels warm. That is weird. It could just be where I had my hand on it before, though. Okay. Can we get a couple of cards about Pile 1's past life? Persecution and inquisition. Was someone accused of murdering you? You were an orphan. Yeah, so this, wow, look. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Maiden, Mother, Crone. If you are feeling very much alone in this life, I feel like for a lot of you, you actually have a lot of family, but you're not close to your family. Not like some of the other people are in your family. You may skip out on holidays. You may, not be close to any of them. You may just not have a good relationship. And if you don't have a good relationship, but you don't really have a bad relationship, I'm seeing. Oh, sorry, it's a motorcycle. I'm seeing for the majority of you that it's just that you're just distant. You're just very distant, and maybe nothing even happened. Because I don't have the sense that you had like a very traumatic upbringing. I actually feel like it was, maybe you feel like it was kind of mundane or kind of boring. It's just a regular old, good old American growing up experience. What you would expect to be if you're American. If you're not American, then whatever country that you're in, whatever is the most mundane, typical thing in your culture, that is what I imagine your growing up was like, which is not an issue or anything, It's just that I think that this person was very independent. They were very do-it-themselves. They were very, they didn't need help from anyone else. And so maybe in this life, when people try to give you advice, when they try to help you, stuff like that, you don't really like it. It feels almost disrespectful, or, you just feel like they're assuming that you're stupid or something. You have high expectations for yourself. I think it was just like this shock of, you had so many dreams and goals in this life, and you were just so sure of yourself that when that happened, it was like, what? Like, I've always taken care of myself. I can't believe this has happened to me. And that's the attitude I'm getting. It's like not yelling, not screaming, not crying, none of that. It's just like, shock. Like, wow, I can't believe this, you know. Feeling like for a lot of you, I want to say you're between 18, maybe even 16, 17 for some of you. For a lot of you, 18, 19, anywhere to 22. And if you have any fear that you'll die young in this life, and you're reserved, you're much more reserved in this life, I see. You're not as playful as you were because you're afraid to be that way now. You're afraid to play, it seems. And you need to play because sometimes things just happen, and sometimes, you know, yeah, you never know when you're going to die. So you should enjoy your life. You're here right now doing this reading because you obviously have some type of belief that there are other lives, that this is not your only life. If you're watching this video, then you somewhere believe that you've lived before and that you'll live again. So don't be fearful of living. Live. Enjoy life. You may have had, for a couple of you, I feel like your parents were persecuted. For others of you, I feel like somebody got blamed for your death. And no. Somebody else may have also died right after you. If you have anyone in your life who's not exactly related to you, or is related but at a distance, or let's say you have an aunt or something and you're closer to her than you are your mother or your father, I feel like this person has come into this life with you as a bond, as some kind of karmic, you know, just easing that karmic wound, letting that go, cleaning that up. It's like this person has to come in this life this time to prove that they have your best interests at heart. But they're not aware of it. But they don't know why they're so protective of you, maybe. And it doesn't have to be an aunt. It can be a family friend. It can even be someone that's younger than you in this lifetime. But in this life, you know, it was definitely someone who was older. Even if it is someone young, though, it will be an old soul type person. And it's got a very, what's the word? I can't think today. It's got a very crone or elder lady vibe and attitude with it. Like it's not going to hold back this person. They're not going to hold back. They're going to tell you the truth, you know. They're Spitfire, but they're very loving. Now let's pull one of the Angels and Ancestors cards and see what you get from that. And then we are going to pull a Starseed card. So this reading was basically mostly intuitive. These are so hard. I'm going to do it upside down. Oh, it's so much easier. So much easier. Alright, pile 1. Can we please get pile 1s? Can we please get more information for pile 1 and this lifetime? I feel like I need to do it one more time for whatever reason. Please, spirit guides, angels, higher souls, whoever is listening for pile 1, can we please get more information for this past life? I knew it. Heart Guardian. I was just talking about her, and I felt like the card on the bottom was going to be a depiction of this person. Can we please get more insight for pile one's past life? Whoop. Okay. Oh, there's two. Great teacher. All right. Learn from spiritual experiences. Wow. Let's see. That is freaking insane. What are the odds, man? What are the odds that this girl is a different girl, but they both have blue stripes? Check that out. So obviously she does. If you look closely, do you see those blue stripes on her too? I don't know if you can tell that they're blue, but they are definitely blue. That's ink too. I mean, it's... I wish I could get it to focus. Hopefully you can see that. Wow. Shield Maiden. Make plans and focus. Great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. So, you have an essence about you in this lifetime where, you know, that really did stun you, and you've lived, I feel like you've really lived a pretty quiet life. You know, not always, but you're just naturally not even shy or reserved. It's just, you're just intent on, you know, listening. And you're not afraid to speak if you need to or have the desire, but most of the time you just really don't have a desire, it seems to me. And that may not be the case for all of you, but I feel like you are coming into a place where you know, this is this orphan girl. This is this girl. You know, make plans and focus. That was you. You were making plans and you were focusing. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. That is not what caused you to have this accident, right? Nonetheless, and wow, look at that. Also, I just realized they're both holding, like, that's crazy. The only thing is that she looks like Nordic or Celtic, maybe. Probably Nordic. Shield Maiden. But I don't feel like that's you. Nonetheless, I mean, I could be wrong. Nonetheless, it's very similar. Very, very similar. And that is just blowing my mind. So yeah, I feel like you experienced this thing, you know, and this life has been totally different because, like, you just had all of this passion, this energy, this vitality, and something just ended it, just like that. And it was like, holy crap. I thought I had the willpower to sustain my life and my body until I decided I didn't want to, because I am the controller of my life. I control my destiny. I, you know, follow my own feet. I make the decisions around here in this body, in this life. And that was kind of your mentality. And so, although you weren't controlling and you're not controlling now, you have because of that experience, amassed a lot of wisdom. And the quiet that you have kept in this lifetime due to that, you didn't want to jump the gun, you didn't want to be impulsive, and yes, it began with fear, and if you do have any fear still, you should definitely try and let it go, because there's no sense in fearing anything. Fear is not helpful, because fear is just something that we feel when we don't understand something. And so the way that we can feel less fear is if we learn more about the thing that we're afraid of, and thus we will understand it and not be afraid, at least, as much as we can. And that's no guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that that is how it works. But yeah, I feel like something is challenging you. This, you're a white dove. The first card said something about ascending, didn't it? Did it say ascending? Transcending, I'm sorry. Catalyst to transcend. A candle stands in the top circle. Fire, which considers spirituality. The initiating spark, creativity, ideas, inspiration, passion. Take time to focus. So yeah, it's time to focus again. Don't be afraid of focus. Want to bring into this world by observing your surroundings to see how you can best lay plans. You may not have much now, but trust in yourself and manifesting will follow. This could be a good time to invest in self-care. It is often when we create the space for self that we open up to our intuitive relationship with the universe. What is it that you are trying to channel? What can patience bring you? Patience. Exploration, originality, personal guidance, insight. Yes, so you were definitely personally guiding yourself. You were definitely an original. Definitely an explorer. I don't feel as though you are very, very insightful. I don't feel like you were very kind. You weren't unkind or anything. It was just, you might have been a little harsh, a little blunt in the way that you spoke, because you never had anyone teach you, proper manners and respect and all that good stuff. It's irrelevant now. But you've been very careful about that now. And so because of that, it is your time, after you care for yourself a little bit, shed some things, you're going to fly like a dove, because it is time for you to teach. You have a lot of wisdom in there. And you may just be one of those people who only speaks when spoken to. When people ask you questions, you have answers that people did not expect. And I believe that is why you're here in this reading today. And don't forget about this person. If this person is still around in your life, they're going to be until they can't be. And if they're not in your life because they pass away, know that they're still lingering, and they refuse to leave until they can greet you, namaste, in the afterlife, until you can both move on again together. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and if you did, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment. I love reading comments. When you guys leave comments, it feels so good. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, again, in LakinsLabyrinth.com. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. So if you chose this arrowhead, then this is your reading. So the first thing that we are going to do, Pile 2, is we're going to look at your card that I already had here. So these cards are the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot cards, and they are kind of traditional tarot cards and kind of not. So I may have to look at the book when I flip it over, because it may or may not be different. Some of them are, some of them are not, but every single card in that deck is a goddess. So it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a man or whatever. Still, we're going to find a masculine message in it for you as well. it's not really about the sex, it's about the message overall anyway. But and then after that, we're going to shuffle the past life cards, see what comes up there, and then the angels and ancestors cards, and that will conclude our reading today. But mostly this is an intuitive reading, so yeah, we're just gonna kind of go with the flow and channel and see what comes up for you. So again, we are doing this reading based on your past lives or past life and why you are here. So first thing, arrowhead, obviously that could be Native American. So if you picked this because you think that maybe you were Native American in a past life, there could be other reasons as to why you got this if that does not come up for you. So just keep an open mind. But the first card that you got is the Eight of Cups in reverse. So first thing, I actually can't tell what culture she is. So cups are about emotions. They're about illusions, they're about dreams, they're about feelings, they're about love, they're about heartbreak, all those types of things. So you can see that 4 of the cups are upright and 4 of the other cups are opposite those cups and are dumped over. This is also the moon, so cups are emotions, and the moon is also about the emotional self, which all ties to water. That's the symbol of the cups. They hold liquid. Now, I don't know what kind of, I'm not sure what she is culturally there. Let's look at the book. So yours is in reverse, but still the Eight of Cups upright position is going to stand as well. The only difference when you get a reversal is that sometimes there's a blockage in it, or there's something about it that is being held away for now. It might be information that comes up later, but there's something in it usually that's either blocked from you, usually by yourself. You're the one doing it unconsciously. But that's all that is. So you're still going to have all the same qualities as it would if it were upright. So our goddess walks away from 8 floating cups as a full moon looks on from above. This card is about what we have and have lost. You may be feeling disappointed. Often when something doesn't work out, it is because there's something else in our lives that is trying to reveal itself. Take time to process your feelings, but know that the energy spent on the loss of those opportunities beyond letting go of them offers you nothing. We can begin to focus on new pathways that are more aligned with our energy and direction. Take a break and breathe. You can come back to the issue with fresh eyes soon and see the growth that has happened. There may be a tendency to want to retreat into your own world now. Take extra time with self-care and rest, but also ground and connect to your good rituals and friends. Keywords: transition, letting go, disappointment, space, and rest. So I'm getting the sense, and it still didn't tell me what that might be culturally, but if I were to guess, she looks either South American or Spanish, Aztec, Mayan. Because do you see the kind of mounds in the background? And just Native Americans, they are connected to the people from South America and Aztec and Mayans and all of that stuff. Mexican culture, because basically they all came upward, I think. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, they integrated through the timeline, just like we all have. But yeah, These look like mounds. It's not just the cups that are floating though. She's floating, looks like to me. Does it not look like her feet are floating too? She could be Lemurian or Atlantean, perhaps. Let's keep going. That's all I've got right now. I have not gotten any more insight. Alright, pile two's spirit guides, angels, ancestors, higher selves, anyone who is listening in for pile two. I know that there is a block on this person for this this past life. This person is curious into their Akashic records because they want to clear their karma. Sorry, I know it sounds like I'm speaking on behalf of you. I'm not trying to do that. I just realized that's how it might have sounded. We have for pile two. These couple cards. Alright, that one didn't want to come out. That one does. Let's see more cards in that. Okay, so the first one we have is phobias. Phobias. Authority figures and lessons and blessings. Phobias. So yeah, the moon can also symbolize fear. Lessons and blessings. Authority figures. What are you walking away from? What I'm seeing is you had an opportunity to live a very spiritual lifestyle. Or it could be the other way. For some of you, it might be one way. For some of you, it might be the other. For some of you, I feel like you had an opportunity, like you understood spirit. You were born with it in that life. You were raised in it, and you were tempted by materialism. This was the rise of an empire, I feel. And you started living a very high lifestyle for a very high price. And it changed you, became colder. And then for others of you, you had the opportunity to live the fancy lifestyle because you've never done that before in your Akashic records that I can see. And you still chose not to, which you would think is a good thing, and morally, that is correct, in my opinion. And, it's something you can only base an opinion on, but on the other hand, the way that I see karma and the workings of the universe is that infinity sign, or a yin-yang, and on one side you have light, and on the other side you have the darkness. And in order to understand the darkness, you must shine light. In order to understand the light, you must understand the shadows. And so if you're always walking away from the physical things, the material things, the things that make you, feel guilty, feel bound to this earth. The human experience is a really beautiful thing as well, because it's not something you're going to get anywhere else. You're only going to get it on earth as the beings that live here naturally. So there's nothing wrong with enjoying that side of things too. You can only understand the other side if you have some type of experience in it. I could have never understood so many things. And I remember saying when I was younger that I would never do certain things. And then I did them. And then later I was like, oh my God, I said I would never do that. But I'm so glad that I did, because now I understand. Like, I had either bitterness, or I had a grudge, or I just didn't understand, and then once I experienced it myself, then I got it. And I'm not telling you to, say screw spirit and, go rob a bank or do hard drugs or anything like that. I'm just saying, it's okay to experience these things. And then again, we have authority figures here and lessons and blessings. So this one's very conflicted, because it's a very equal balance of people who have done it and people who have not done it. It's two sides. I don't know, are you a Gemini? Or maybe it's that time for you, because you see, if everything is moving in an infinity sign, then that means at some point everything must cross right there in the middle. So it may be that time where you are going to the other side. And that's fine. We all do. That is just the way it goes, as far as I'm concerned. So, no judgment. Don't judge yourself either way. Accept it. If there's any authority figures involved currently, if you are on the spiritual path and you're struggling right now, mentally or emotionally, know that will clear away very soon. You will find some resolve. And that begins with understanding phobias and the things that you're afraid of, so that you no longer fear them. The darkness is much scarier until our eyes adjust, right? And then as soon as our eyes adjust, we can see things. So it's oh, okay, we know what's there. When we don't know what's there and we can't see what's there, it's a lot scarier. So basically, it's your eyes are adjusting to the darkness right now. For some of you, your eyes are adjusting to the light. And you're trying to see. You see this? How each of these cups are transferring? There's two on either side. There's still more to this, and I can't. There's a block here, and I am not able to. It's not like I'm not allowed, but it's I feel like it's, don't take this the wrong way, I feel like pile 2, it's you that's not allowing me. It's you're here and you want to know, but you have your reservations and your doubts, and because of that, it's not allowing me to, and I'm going to take total responsibility right now and say it's not your fault. It's not what I'm trying to say. It's working at an unconscious level. It's not something you're doing on purpose. And obviously it's out of my ability to dig it out of you, nor would I. But especially considering there's many of you, probably. And that would just not be fun. But like I said, I wouldn't do that. But let's see if we can just take a moment, both of us, shuffle our cards again and see if we can get a little bit more clarity from the angels and ancestors oracle cards. I want to know more about this past life and why it is affecting you this way. Stuck in a loop. That's the words that just came to mind. It just came out of nowhere. Stuck in a loop. Can we get some clarity for part 2's reading? Grow within your current situation. And more cards for part 2. Magic Guardian. Wise one. Oh my gosh. Do these not look Navajo, Native American? See if we can get one more. Oops. That's too many. The moon. The moon. Alright. So this one says, unlock the magic within. That is a beautiful card. A beautiful card. Look at this card. This is just a beautiful card. Oh wow. I just realized. Unlock the magic. Because yeah, you got a block. You gotta unlock it. This one says, grow within your current situation. There's also a moon above the owl's head. And there's an owl and crow. There is a lot of wisdom to be acquired during the night. Things are quiet. Things are still. Take note of intuitive messages. Right. And you know what? I'm actually going to pull one more card, one of these goddess cards, because that one has just stumped me. And it's just not, you know what? It could be that these are two different directions that you've already taken, and now, because this looks like it could almost be the same person, but it's a different, culture. Does that make sense? Like, same color skin, same length of hair. There's red here, there's red there, but, you know, it's clearly a different culture happening there. What are those? If anyone knows what this is that she's got on her neck, on her arms, and her hand, I'm just curious. It looks familiar, but I can't identify it. Do you see what I'm talking about? It looks like henna, but not henna. We got 3 of Cups. So So we've got the Eight of Cups, and then we've got the Three of Cups. Oh my gosh. Look at the skin tones. Beautiful, man. Wow. So yeah, I feel like maybe this is 2 lifetimes or even multiple. It's just, I heard stuck on a loop. Take note of intuitive messages, phobias, blessings and lessons, magic guardian, wise one, within your current situation, intuitive messages, growth, wisdom, magic. Yeah. Three of Cups. Let's see what it has to say about the Three of Cups. So again, Three of Cups, it's always a good sign. It's like celebration and maybe with 3 here, you're integrating. Okay, let's read this. Three hands celebrate together, holding chalices full of raspberry bushels, representing loving heart energy as an outcome of the hard choices made and work performed as indicated by the reclamation card. This is a card of abundance, jubilee, and community. Now it is time to get together, your 2 sides, and enjoy with loved ones and neighbors. Revel in the fruits of life and all of the feelings that come with them. The universe sings as you fill your cup and share your joy. Now would be a good time to treat yourself and do acts of self-care. Obligations can wait. For now, celebrate what is to be alive in this beautiful and bountiful universe. Incredible. And that is celebration, joy, self-care, community, and cooperation. So yeah, I think overall it's really about cooperating with the other side of yourself. It is accepting your shadows. It is accepting, if you've always felt you were living in the shadows, then it would be accepting the light. Because, this is the sun. This is the moon. And I can't tell you because I am not getting whatever this is not coming through to me for some reason. Maybe it's because I literally do not have it inside of me. For some reason, I'm not connecting to the collective idea of what this is. But I feel like, it's definitely a culture on Earth, but I feel like it's a culture that even predates ancient civilizations. Like it was there, and maybe it's probably still there, but there's something about this. She's got wings. Something about this tells me that this is your origin, maybe, other than source itself. This reading has totally, it's gotten me, for sure. There's so much more to this, and I want to do another reading in a couple of months, maybe. I want to give you guys some time to clear and shed some things, and I need to do that as well. And we will come back. If you like, I'd love for you to come back and see what we can get for you in a couple of months, because there's something more to this, and maybe it's not meant to be known now, and maybe you don't need to know it at all. Maybe this is just my curiosity speaking, but if you like, come back in a couple of months and we'll see if this reading comes back up in the next reading that's going to be like this one. Yeah. But trust yourself, guys. You are magical. You should love yourself. You should celebrate yourself. You should take care of yourself. You should, enjoy and relish in every emotion, every feeling, every human organic experience that you have, that you've created, that you've manifested, that you've messed up even. That's part of it. We don't need to blame. We don't need to turn the other cheek, deny. Just let it flow. Just let it flow. And as soon as you let it flow, the loop that you've been on will be no more. Like the moon, we must move in cycles, like the seasons, like the planets, through the signs. How cool. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hi guys, if you chose this ring, then pile 3, this is your reading. So this object was totally random, as I said, so I don't know if it's going to even have any relevance to your reading, but it might. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to look at this card that was already shuffled. I don't know what it is, but this is going to be kind of your basis for your past life. And then after that, we're going to shuffle your past life cards and get some angels and ancestors oracle cards. And yeah, let's get started. The first thing I have is the 9 of Swords. Alright, so it looks like Indian, Hindi. She has a bindi on her head. For India, in that region. Now, swords are about swords are all about the mental. They're everything to do with the thought process. They're everything to do with communication, everything to do with, anxiety, overthinking, being overwhelmed, being stressed. It can be any of that. It can be, it can be all the good things as well. Let's grab this and see if it has anything specific to say about the 9 of Swords and the lady in it, because these are all goddesses. I don't know if I mentioned that. And even if you're a guy, it doesn't matter, you don't have to, this doesn't have to be a god for it to relate to you. It just happens to be a goddess tarot deck, but it's still relevant. It's not really about the sex of the person in the card. Sometimes it is, but it's more about the qualities of the personality of the person governing the card. Alright, so 9 of Swords, it says, a goddess stands amidst a field of overgrown wildflowers. 9 swords hang in the sky behind her. She holds a pomegranate, referencing the High Priestess card to denote the nourishment we require to feel alive. In her left hand, she holds a bundle of sage to her nose, an herb known to cleanse and transmute energy. This may be a time of loss, frustration, anxiety, and worry. While you might feel like daggers dangle over your head, look for your field of flowers and give yourself space to breathe. This card is traditionally dark, but whenever it is darkest, we will soon see the light. Clear your energy to shine brighter. Connect back to yourself. Acknowledge hurt and release it. Keywords: past hurts, worry, meditation, cleansing, and feeling your feelings. Alright, so first things first. I had a lot of trouble with pile 2. Like I couldn't seem to clear some type of block that was there. But this one is coming through immediately. This is somebody who did experience like a time of great sorrow. This person's life was, I don't want to say tragic because that might be a little bit of a stretch, but very close. This person is naturally very optimistic and very positive. friendly, warm, talkative, just bubbly, just friendly, just so friendly and vibrant. You know, just terrible things are happening and they just want to smell the flowers and not even look at all the swords right behind them above their head. But this lady, and you know, this is lady on the card, could have been a guy too in past life. But this lady is very, very much connected to her intuition and her her divine feminine. Why am I hearing? Who is the goddess that has all of the arms? Who is that? Because that is what is coming up for you, and it's, you know, obviously that is a Hindu god or goddess. I think it's both. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? But this person was able to really is really able to express, or you know, they channeled that goddess or god a lot. And something about this life, whatever it was exactly that happened, it's not exactly coming through. I feel like there was just a lot of loss. There was like famine, there was just illnesses, there was just struggle, you know, not much money, not much there's just a lot of hardship, you know, and that area of the world still experiences those things, unfortunately. It's really sad, but you possess the qualities internally which you have not discovered or allowed. No, it's not Kali. Is it Kali? No, Kali is the destructive one. That's what just came up, though. Kali. Perhaps it could be both. At first I heard... I'm hearing different words right now. Pravarti, Shakti. I don't even know what any of that stuff means. Pravarti, that's a name. Shakti. I feel like it's something to do with Kundalini or yoga or meditation. Not meditation, but energy, points in the body. Shakti. Let me see. Oh well. I forgot I turned on this EMF reader. I wanted to keep it on, like while I was doing the reading, to see if, like, when I was channeling, if the EMF started going up. But it's higher than it was when before I started. Let's see. Shakti. Ugh. Wow. Shakti, the energy, the ability, the strength, the effort, the capability, the primordial cosmic energy. I swear I did not know this. Represents the dynamic forces that are thought to move through the universe. This energy is thought of as a creative, sustaining, as well as destructive, and is sometimes referred to as the auspicious source energy. Okay, so yes. Parashakti. I said Pravarti is Parashakti. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Parashakti is worshipped as the supreme being or goddess. Wow, you are really... The true form of Parashakti is unknown and beyond human understanding. She is described as Anadi, no beginning, no ending. Adi. That kind of sounds like Kali, but... Kali. Yeah. Kali is the master of death, time, and change. No way. She's also said to be the Parvati, the supreme of all powers or the ultimate reality. Holy crap. I do not know. I've never done that before. Whoa. That was not just me. That was a partnership that just happened. I don't know if you just witnessed what I did. Like, what just went through my head right now was so crazy because it was just bang, 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 bang. That came through you guys, pile 3. That wasn't really just me. I mean, it's never, when we are doing readings, we're having an energy transfer, right? So I am basically my higher self and your higher self are like sitting down having a chit chat, and they're sharing information and they're allowing it to flow through us and swap so that we, can understand on a more energetic level. So the channel between you and I right now is very open. And you have the ability to manifest. We haven't even got to the second card. You have the ability to manifest like nobody's business. I know it because you just did through me. And I allowed you to because that's what I'm here to do. But you came here, you asked for a message, and you're getting it. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. Okay. Wow. 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 That was so crazy. I literally said, it's blowing my mind. I never get shocked or surprised like this anymore. I literally said, the words that were coming to mind were, what did I say first? I was thinking Parvati first, but I said Kali, and then I said Shakti, and then Parvati, I think. But anyway, they all came like boom, 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 just like that. And they're all connected, and that was just insane. Just weird. Weird, weird, weird. Wow. Wow. Cool. Thank you so much for being here. What a treat. So anyway, so this 9 of Swords. Now, this person in this life, she experienced a lot of loss through Kali or the primordial source or whatever. And just like I told the last reading, there's this figure 8 in the universe, probably most likely metaphorically speaking. But we can imagine it as such because at some point, we're on this side, we'll meet in the middle, and then we go to the other side, right? So as they say, as above, so below, what goes up must come down. So if you have witnessed a lot of struggle and you came into this life expecting that, and you stay in your head a lot, remember what I said about you manifesting. You are a master of manifestation and you don't even know it. You have a lot of life force. You have a lot of ki or chi. And if you frequently feel very anxious, it's because you need an outlet. If you don't have a way to express your intuition or practice meditating or have a quiet place to go, if you don't, you should be doing the things that I'm doing. You, well, not should be, but it may be very helpful to you. It's more an invitation rather than a pressure or a demand of you. I can't make demands of you. But I really want to say that it may be very, very, very life-changing for you to allow this an outlet. You have a lot of energy in here, and you've got this mental conflict because you don't trust life. And you just came in like that, and you don't even know why you have these fears. You don't even know why, you feel this way, because you were such a good, loving, positive person, and you felt like you were just totally wrecked. Get a little bit more insight into pile 3's past life. A little bit more insight into pile 3's past life. Pile 3's see, food and hunger, wars and battles. Do we have any more cards? Yes. Karmic relationship, medicine woman, man and woman, vows. Okay, well that's something that I did not expect to come out. Vows, karmic relationships. Whew. Medicine man and woman. Yeah, you obviously were. You're holding sage here. Had some crap going on, some conflict within your country or your community or whatever it may be. Some type of rivalry. You had commitments, and I think that you felt committed to mostly this. I think like your spirit wanted to follow this, your heart wanted to follow this, but both of these things felt like they were torn down because of these two things. You kept trying and you kept trying, and you just kept losing. You just kept losing, and that felt awful. Perhaps you lost someone at a very young age. This looks like it's an older lady who's alone, and she's holding all of these swords kind of over her shoulder, and she's here with her medicine. What's in her other hand? Can't tell, but it almost looks like it's shaped like a heart. It might be some kind of like little bag or satchel. I guess it didn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could have been a different type of vow. It could have been a different type of relationship, a friend, a child, a parent. I'm not sure. It's different for a few of you. And I don't want to trigger too specifically. Whatever resonates with you, you'll know. You might have ended up having to do some things that other than the loss, that you just didn't want to do. And I feel like maybe it went against your spirituality. I'm not seeing what that is, and I'm not sure that it's relevant exactly. I just feel like, when you're a person who gets desperate, it's beyond spirit at that point in the 3D here on Earth, for the moment being, whatever lifetime you're in. If you're experiencing something like hunger, that is a devastating thing to experience. And no one blames anyone for doing awful things if they experience something like that, because I have heard that it is not a good way to end your life. It is a very miserable way to suffer. One of the most, as far as I understand, but that is just a point of perception and opinion, so I can't tell you. And this lady, or whoever this person is, probably handled it a lot better than some others. And I would say her willpower and her sheer belief in the good kept her alive longer, and unfortunately that also meant that she had to witness a lot of losses as well. But it was very unfortunate for her, but she was needed. And you didn't even have time, or this person didn't even have time in that life to slow down, really, and really feel what was happening. Like, it was always right below the surface. Like, there was always somebody that needed help There's always some wounds that needed mending, always someone who needed, attending to. Just something, something always had your attention. There was always something that needed to be done, and you didn't get to rest. Now, in this lifetime, you're having a hard time making yourself rest, but it's like, you're anxious and maybe lost, and you're here right now, maybe for those reasons. Maybe you're even in relationships that are not fulfilling. Maybe you're looking for someone at an unconscious level, a karmic person, a soulmate maybe, and you keep thinking that is the person, and then it turns out it's another disappointment. But I think that the challenge here is not looking outside of yourself, because that's not where the strength is, and that's not where your power comes from. It comes from inside of you. And this is a different life, and you don't have to experience these things anymore. You can be this cheerful, friendly person if you desire. It's within you, but it feels far away, and maybe you're jaded and bitter about it, and you don't even know it. What I do know is that you still have that same amount of vitality and life force. And it's like somebody's always just holding it right there for you, but you just don't take it. You're like, nah, whatever. No thanks. You're just very detached, and like, you just don't believe it. You just don't see it. You just don't. All right. Let's see. Let's get one more, and let's find out, why are we seeing this right now? Why is this relevant to Part 3's life currently? Why is this relevant to Pile 3's life currently? What is it that Pile 3 is being asked to do? What does Pile 3 desire? Does Pile 3 need to break from or accept? Or what is it about this life that is still needing to be accepted? Just a little bit more clarity. Aha. There it is. Oh my god. There's two. Wow. Those are very powerful cards. I knew it. You are. Oh, okay. That's what that was earlier. Let's see. These are very, very powerful cards. A shaman and an elder. Trust in higher forces and move beyond ancestral patterns. Move beyond it, because if you can let all this go, you gotta break from this. So, and this just reminded me too, is that when you think of your ancestors, and you think, this person lived before me, this was their life, but you are genetically related to that person, which means you are at least a part of that person. So it's just as likely that you lived this life and that you were reborn as your own, within your own lineage. Because who else is going to break from a genetic pattern than someone who's in that genetic pattern already? You know what I mean? Like it's already there, it already exists. So why make higher forces do all this extra work? It's yours, you know? So now it's time to transmute. And it's you got so much force inside of you. You are a profoundly powerful healer. Profoundly powerful. And all you need to do is trust. Trust. You don't have to go back this way. You're not going to live like that again. You know, and I'm speaking to your unconscious right now because I know that your conscious mind doesn't think, well, I know I'm not going to be hungry again. You know, I know I'm not going through this kind of stuff. But does your unconscious mind know that? Because you're here in this reading, and if you came here for a reason, which obviously you did, you are acting out some of these things in your unconscious mind that you might be carrying from this past life. Move beyond ancestral patterns. An elder. Yes, this person is a very old soul, but it's so funny because this old soul is very childlike. Very childlike. A lot of vitality. Very vibrant. Like a rainbow. I'm getting a whole rainbow colors. It actually reminds me of one of my dearest friends, Mike, if you are watching this. And then, yeah, it's pretty crazy too because these cards are holographic. And my friend Mike, one day I was talking to him and it's like, I saw this crazy, what looked like a, what is it called when it's, like a holograph, I guess? Is that the right word? It's like a holograph. It was like a bunch of triangles kind of, you know, coming off of each other, and they were in rainbows. And it was like he was projecting that from his body onto the wall when he was speaking. And at the time that he was speaking, it was something that I was thinking he was obviously channeling his higher self, because it was, you know, when something is said and it just feels right. It just feels like, yes, that's it. That's it. It's truth. It's truth that I feel. And that's how I felt in that moment. And the thing that he was projecting, it reminds me of the same thing that I'm getting from you guys. And I've never seen it anywhere else except for my friend Mike. And he, guess what, also considers himself a shaman. And he definitely is. I would even go as far as saying that I could call him an elder too. Not like I'm saying you're old, Mike, but you are. But, yeah, this is very powerful. Once you transmute these things that are, these losses, these disappointments, these heartbreaks that you couldn't identify before, you're gonna come into this potential that you've been hiding away from yourself this whole time, and you're gonna be so amazed at the person that you've been hiding. You're not even gonna recognize yourself because you're so much more than what you think that you are. You're incredible. And I get it. I get how you've gotten here. Not like I get this because I don't remember experiencing anything like this. However, I can see why you would have problems in this life. if you had experienced this previously. This is a very hard one, and you still kept so much strength about yourself. But it's all in there. You just gotta tap into it. You just gotta let all the hurt go. Let it go. Let it leave you. Forgive it. And understand that time is just, it's gonna keep going. And it has, and now we've moved on from this, right? We're not doing this anymore. We can't be mad about it because it's not happening anymore. Not to our awareness. Consciously. We're living this life now, so we should probably, find the beauty in that. And, well, not should. I'm not gonna say you should. I'm sorry. We should, I just did it again. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I should stop talking now. That's what I should do. Alright guys, well, I know I blabbered on and on and on, and this was super, super long. But wow, that was just amazing. That was so amazing. Thank you guys so much for coming and getting this reading today. I hope that it made some sense and I didn't just blabber the whole time. It was exciting for me, at least. But yeah, if you guys want to look more into astrology and numerology and tarot, palmistry, or any of that kind of stuff, any stuff like that, you can go to my blog at www.inlakenslabyrinth.com, where you can read all about all that on my blog posts, or you can book a personal reading with me. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi guys, if you chose this coin, then pile 4, this is your reading. So, hello. Yep, that's fine. He's a sweet heart. Who's the best kitty? Who's the best kitty? He's like, I'm about to not leave, you don't get out of my face. So, I shuffled the first card on camera, or not on camera, and I don't know what it is, so we're going to flip it over, and that's going to kind of start as our basis for this reading, and then we are going to look at our past life cards and our angels and ancestors oracle cards. And just so you guys know, a lot of this reading is really intuitive or channeling, so we're not really dependent on the tarot cards as much as we are in most videos. And also, these are the intuitive night goddess tarot cards, which I've not used them except for this reading. So they are all goddesses. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh my gosh, no way. You got pentacles. Coin. What the heck? Warrior of Pentacles. A warrior of pentacles. A female warrior. So I'm going to assume that's like the Knight of Pentacles. So someone who is very, looks like Taurus, the bull, or it's a buffalo. Can't tell. Might be a buffalo. But she looks like a champion, but she's still wearing a skirt, you see. So she's probably a very feminine, a very strong feminine person. She's got armor on. She's standing in mud. This is giving me very English vibes. Very medieval England, Wales, maybe. Not Scotland or Ireland. I'm actually feeling like it might be in Wales. I'm feeling like this is Welsh. I don't know why, that's just intuitive. Welsh. Okay. So, the warrior is, like I said, it's like the knight. So this is somebody who is loyal. Sorry about that, guys. So I got a phone call, and then I got kind of busy, so I had to take a little break and then come back. Alright, so with the Warrior of Pentacles, I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be an equivalent to the Knight of Pentacles. So although this tarot deck is, it's all goddesses, this person still embodies all the characteristics of the Knight. So it's a feminine figure, but it's also a masculine figure. So you could have been a woman who was like a tomboy or just very tough, very brave, very serious, or you could have been a man who was all those things as well, but also physically or materialistically. I want to say like patient, calm, quiet, reserved, kind of. So not necessarily if you were a man in your past life that you were feminine, but that you kind of had the characteristics, quiet and reserved and all that I just mentioned. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this book because it's going to have probably a little bit of a different meaning for this card since it's a warrior. So the Warrior of Pentacles. It's so crazy to me that you got a Pentacle card first thing when you picked a coin. Okay, so it says, the goddess is bedecked in armor, holding her pinnacle high and looking to the skies around her. She pets a buffalo, okay, so it is a buffalo, who seems to bow at her feet. An abundance of flowers surrounds her. This is our most patient warrior. Okay, yeah, so patience. Knowing that her force and strength comes from remaining grounded and balanced. Having lived through the journey of the other elements. Okay, wow. You know what is so crazy right now? Having lived through the journey of the other elements, I just realized that each pile, the very first card, was a different element, okay? So I think that the first one was wands, so that's fire. The second one was cups, which is water. The third one was swords, or maybe those two were switched, and that's air. This is earth. That is crazy. So perhaps you should go back and watch each video because I believe that this pile has actually lived all of those things as well. That's insane. Wow. Okay. Wow. Having lived through the journey of the other elements, she arrives in a place where she can begin manifesting in the highest form. Okay, so you are at a very high place in this lifetime. If you have been working to bring a project or finances into existence, feel confident that you are on the right path. Keep finding yourself along the way so that slowly and surely you are able to complete the tasks at hand. There is something triumphant about this card, a quiet victory. There's still more to do, but you are already experiencing your work pay off. You know what has to be done next, so be steadfast in your steps forward. So the key words are work, discipline, patience, and ground. Okay, so the sense that I'm getting from the start is that in this life, you really expected to see just something, like you were born into this life and you just knew you were going places. Like you just had it. Like you were born and your whole life you were like a very serious child and you didn't mess around. Like you did what you needed to do. Like, yeah, you might have went outside and played with the other kids, but you would be the first one to leave because you were like, look, I have to go inside and help my mother do the dishes. Let's say you had to go in and you knew that you had to do that. You know, you weren't trying to cut out on your mom. You were trying to make sure it got done because you knew that it came with a reward, and that was you throughout this whole entire life. Now, what I'm also seeing is that the issue was that you had these expectations that you upheld for yourself your entire life, and you were very patient about it, and you were very grounded, you know, and this buffalo is like, because you're so calm, this buffalo is like, I trust this person, you know, this person is not out to get me, this person is very focused. This person is willing to walk through this mud, wear an armor suit with this skirt on and hold up this coin and walk next to me, a buffalo, because they know what comes on the other side of these things, and that has really nothing to do with me. I'm not in the way of that. So it's a treat to get to just to be there with this person. This person just knows where they're going. And now the issue presents itself when you have these expectations and turns out that you did not meet those expectations. Now, I'm not saying you weren't successful in any way, it's just that you had such high expectations for yourself and you were so patient and grounded that it didn't turn out exactly the way that you wanted it, and that felt like a big disappointment to you, and it kind of created a little bit of an insecurity in you because you had upheld these expectations for yourself. Or because I'm not feeling like anything tragic came out of this life. Maybe for a couple of you, and we'll find out, but I'm not feeling like it was anything tragic. It was like totally on you. And so in this life, I feel like perhaps you are dealing with a deep-rooted insecurity where you may be pessimistic at times. You may be, maybe you don't have high expectations for yourself this time because you're afraid to have expectations, which, I don't necessarily believe that you should have any expectations for yourself or anyone or life at all, but you should definitely still dream, and you should definitely desire things and want things and, work toward things. Maybe you worked so hard in this last life that in this life you're like, I did that, and obviously this is at an unconscious level. I did all that, and it didn't pay off the way that I wanted it to, and it's kind of a little bit of a bitterness because you were just so prepared at an unconscious level. Like, even as a child, you were like, I'm going to get this reward. And it's not that you didn't get rewarded, it's just that the reward wasn't as handsome as you expected it to be. You had to work your whole entire life, and you're just like, what the hell? That's not what I signed up for. But maybe it's just the timeline of it. Maybe in this life, with the right type of focus and no expectation and some positivity, then you can probably still find those rewards and get those rewards in the here and now. But you have to be willing to look back at all that you've accomplished and be more appreciative of yourself and all that you've done as far as your soul, like your soul work. You've accomplished a lot. You've learned a lot. You've been all the way around and back. And I would even go to the extent of saying that if you feel like an old soul, and I feel like your Akashic records are kind of speaking to me, and they're saying that you've lived the majority of your lives here on Earth. Like, you really, really, really understand Earth, and you understand the workings of Earth, and you really, really have a great grasp on, maybe this is at an unconscious level again, but you could probably do the Akashic thing as well. Like, if you were to meditate and stuff like that, you would be able to see all that I'm seeing, maybe in a different way because perception, but you are so connected, and you may not know it, that I feel like this may be your last life on Earth. That might be a little bit of an extreme thing to say, and I don't know if that's a trigger to you at all, and I'm not saying that your soul is gonna disappear or anything. No, it's gonna move on. So you've acquired and gained everything that you could. So maybe in this life you feel a little stagnant because you have experienced all of these things, and now you're just like, now what? You know what I mean? So if you just feel like you're kind of always waiting for something, don't wait anymore. There is still a lot that you have right in the palms of your hands that you could be experiencing and you know, having as a reward for all that you've done. Like, you've really worked for it. So I don't know why you're sitting here watching this video. Like, go live right now. Seriously, go. What are you doing? But in case you're still here, let's go ahead and let's look at your past life cards. Alright, we've got spirit guides here, we have angels, we have ancestors, we have higher selves. Can we please get some more insight into this specific past life for pile 4? There we go. Alright, so that's crazy. That's pile 2. Oh my god, look, galactic vows. That came up in one of the other piles as well. So, do we have any others? Because this one, someone pull out. This one's going to be random. It's going to all come out all over the board because you've lived a lot and your Akashic records are deep and they're strong. Angels. So yes, our angels are here. We have angels. Wow. That came up in pile 1. Oh my gosh. Monk or nun. Wow. So this came up in pile 1. This came up in, well, one of them came up in pile 2. I think it was this one. And then let's see, what was pile 3 about? Pile 3, I can't even remember now. Jeez. No, okay, this one came up in pile 2. This one came up in pile 3. So 1, 2, 3. Wow. And then I literally asked for angels. And that is your validation right there that yes, you are going galactic. Although these are past life cards, I did kind of ask for that confirmation, and there it is. Monk or nun. So that's another thing there. Okay, so you lived a life, and these are separate. This was a life, your wands, your fire life. You're very fiery, a spitfire. You became more reserved after that life because there was some traumatic things that happened. And then in your next life, you were a Native American, I think. Wasn't that what it was? Yes, you were a Native American, and that was also traumatic. And then the third life, you were Hindu or Indian, and that was where you were very hungry and you were a healer and dealing with a lot of crap. And then after that, you know, you obviously just went inside yourself and was like, all right, look, I, at an unconscious level, have done a lot, I've seen a lot. Now I just want to live with my goal in mind. You know, I've been a man, I've been a woman, whatever, what do you want? Okay, I understand both sides of these things. And here we have that confirmation. I feel like that, because I was kind of lost on this one, you probably have lived as a monk or nun, but monk or nun, monk man, nun woman, you know, could have a double meaning for you, but still nonetheless, that tells me exactly what I need to know. So yeah, this is fire, this is water, this is air, this is earth. Now you've lived all of that, and your angels are like, all right, it's time to move, not, you're not going to die or anything anytime soon. That's not what I'm saying. Not at all. You're going to live this life. And then once this life is at an end, then, you know, because it will be one day, then you are going to move galactically because you've learned all that you could. Well, okay, and I'm being told, like, you have the choice to do so. So if you feel bored, if you feel stagnant, if you feel jaded, whatever, then you got to finish out, whatever, not what this is, but you got to take all of that, and you're supposed to do something with it. I don't know, but you're not acknowledging something. There's something that you know that you should be doing that you're not doing. Or something that you feel like you should do, but you're doubting yourself, or you're doubting the world. I don't know what that is, and I'm not in this reading to know exactly what that is. That's not what this is about. But there's something that you know at a deep level that you should be doing, and you're not doing it for whatever reason. Probably because of this, and that's why you're here. Because you just don't even feel like it's going to be worth it, or you're doubtful that it's going to be the reward that you were looking for initially. But what is going to happen if you get up and you work for it? Like, I know you're tired, you worked hard, and you're tired of having to do that for things that you don't see as good enough for how hard you worked. But maybe in this life, it's not going to take as much as it did in that one, because you've already accomplished that. That's something that you already understand. So you manifest incredibly quickly, and I said that in one of the other videos too, like, you manifest quick then. But now, like, if you, wow, if you are here watching this video, I hope that you go back and watch all 2 hours or more of this, because your soul, whoever is watching this video right now, it's so crazy. Everyone and anyone who's watching this video right now is truly, truly showing me oneness, because by getting to this point, it means that you have been at every other point. So you are incarnate of every other person. People who are still alive, you are incarnate of those people as well. So if you comment on this video, you can talk to your sister, your brother, say hi, because you are incarnate of those people as well, even myself. So hi. And that is so beautiful. So beautiful. But listen, honey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you even know? Do you know? The real reward is not what happens in this life. It's about to be what comes next. Okay? So if you have any fear about death, if you have any reservations about, what happens next, if you have any doubts, literally, I asked for angels, your angels, and they stepped forward and they said, yeah, we're here. Hey, we're right here. Your ancestors, here. And Galactic Federation people, even here. And that's not someone I've ever talked to before. That's something I've seen, but I've never actually had any contact with them, and they are trying to channel through me right now as well. And that's really crazy. You have a whole unit, like groups, not just a group, but groups of people that all communicate with one another amongst their different group leaders that are stepping out for you right now to tell me, to tell you that you're a warrior, a nymph, a nun, a monk, an orphan, a Native American, a Hindu healer, a lover. You've been all these different things, and what a beautiful journey you've been on. And if you are not seeing the potential in yourself and in the world, you gotta understand that it's all the bad things that happen. All the bad things that have happened to you in every single lifetime are exactly the things that have had to happen in order for you to be able to appreciate what is gonna come next. All right, so I don't even think that you need these, but let's see what comes up. Maybe just one card. Or two, whatever your angels, Galactic Federation, your ancestors, whoever, your higher self wants to allow to come through that they feel like you need. I think it's funny now because I got interrupted so many times, actually. I didn't mention in the beginning, but I actually got interrupted a few times, and I just, like, I would start talking, and then every time I would start talking, something would interrupt me, and I just have to stop it. Like, I mean, I barely got anything out, and it happens, like, 3 times. And so, it's, like, way later now, and I had to take a break and, like, I guess get super, super focused and ready for this reading and do it totally separate from the other 3 because I guess this was the big one. You know, and I almost only did 3 of these, and then something was like, no, you need 4 on this one. There has to be 4 piles. Oh, here we go. All right. We have any more. You're right. I did ask for 1, they said. A druid. Okay. Hold the space. Hold the space, yeah. So the Welsh person has ancestors who are druids as well. And this ancestor is asking you, I think it's funny because you know, we don't have any clear sense that there's any ancestors present. There's angels, you know, all that. But these cards are literally angels and ancestors cards. And, you know, the druids go back to the UK and their history. And yeah, so you're being asked to hold the space. Hold the space. If you ever feel, like I said, bored, I just feel like you're very bored and stagnant, and you're just like almost ready for this to be over with. But there's still some things that you must see, I guess. Just still some things that, and it's really not things that are not necessarily things that are already in possession of or haven't experienced. It's just that your point of perception is just like, whatever, you know, I've seen it, I've done it, blah, blah, blah. But have you seen it with fresh eyes? Have you seen it with unconditional love? Have you seen it with gratitude? Have you seen it with appreciation? Have you seen it in its most simplest form? Have you really, really looked at it? Empty. Have you looked at it empty? Just emptied yourself and then with new eyes looked upon it. And I'm saying it. There's no it. It's just life. Oof. Gave me the chills. Okay. I want to read about the druid. I don't necessarily believe that we need to do that, but I'd like to see. Oh, that's the very first card. Well, okay. Hold things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong, knowing you are where you are supposed to be. The Druid were the ancient wise ones of the British Isles. They had a deep connection with the earth, the sun, and the moon. That's so great. That's come up in these readings too. The sun, the moon, the earth. Created the Agam tree language, and they were known for their creative skills in storytelling, poetry, and craftsmanship. When the Druid card appears in a reading, you're being guided to dig deep within and hold your station. If you're wondering what to do next or have a sense of anxiety about what is unfolding in your life, it's time to shift your perceptions, oh my god, and move back to a state of trust. Don't change your plans or do anything drastic. Just trust in the process and let everything happen as it needs to before taking any more steps. Think of a tree. It has strong roots. So did this person. yet continues to grow and bear fruit. Your life will be a reflection of this. Oh my God, that makes me want to cry. I don't know why, but like, I just feel like it has been a long time coming. Like, I'm really channeling, I'm really feeling like it's, like, I feel gratitude for this because it feels personal to me. Maybe this is about me as well, you know. I'm not sure. I almost want to say it is. But I feel very appreciative of this because, you know, now that I really think about it, obviously when you read tarot, sometimes it's a projection. Most of the time, it seems to be a projection. There's always something in it that is also a message for the reader. And to be honest with you guys, you know, stagnant and jaded and lacking trust in myself and the world is how I feel. You know, most of the time I feel tired. Not at a physical level, I have a lot of energy, but at a soul level I feel tired. And I needed this as well. So if you guys are here watching this right now, I am so, so glad. And I just want to say we've done it. We're here. And we, as a collective, need to shift our perception slightly and understand that we've been through a lot, we've accomplished a lot, and there's still a lot left on our journey, an infinite amount, because it goes on and on and on. It never ends. The work is never done. So, it may feel like a stagnant, lackluster life right now, but it is exactly what we need. And in knowing that, if we so desire, I think it's going to come with great, great rewards, even in this life. And I know I said the real reward is in the next life, but I think that as much as we know about Earth and our current lives, we could see with an open heart and a wise mind the greatest reward that a human can live with very little, if any, karmic bondages. That's what I'm seeing. You know, and it's whatever you feel is a reward, you know, like I said, without expectation. If it's money that you're seeking, if it's status, if it's, you know, whatever it is, a family, if you're seeking those things and you keep an open mind and you hold the space, then you will manifest it right to yourself. You just gotta trust that that is the case. That's it. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. No more. Alright, guys. How amazing. I'm so thankful that you're here today. And if you didn't watch the others, I think that you should do so. Well, not should. You don't necessarily need to, but I think that it would be maybe eye-opening and even triggering to memory unconsciously. It may not come up consciously, but could create some urgency within you in a good way. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.